It's always nice when you're able to track down a bunch of games that are kind of obscure, not ones you see on the shelf all the time, from some obscure places. But that's exactly what I did, and I'm pretty excited for all of these. It's time for another Pickups episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. All right, so I'm actually going on vacation the week that I'm filming this. So I'd like to do some game hunting when I'm out in California. I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll see. Long story short, I'm going for a convention with my friends. I don't care about the convention itself. I'm actually not even going to the convention because you have to pay for a ticket to get in. I'm just going to go because I haven't been out of Florida in 5 years. It's been 5 years. I just wanted to get out of the house and get out of the state. So I'm basically going to have 2 days in Pasadena, California to myself. So I've been trying to figure out what I want to do, and I'd like to go visit some game stores maybe while I'm in Pasadena. We'll see what happens. I'm not promising anything, but I'd like to. But anyway, I went online, of course, the week before my trip, and I've tracked down, I got a number of different games that are kind of obscure for the most part. These are smaller titles that a lot of people might not necessarily have heard of, mostly from kind of small publishers, too. From smaller retail stores as well. Well, most of them. There's an exception to that. But yeah, it's a pretty exciting stack, and I've got most of them. I've still got a few coming later in the week. I might not have them all before I leave on vacation, but we'll see. So we're going to start off with a game that I mostly picked up because I want to play it on the trip, because I feel this is kind of a perfect game to play when you're stuck on an airplane for like 4 hours flying from Florida to California. That is the remake of the Oregon Trail on the Switch. So this is a pixel art new version of the classic Oregon Trail game. Honestly, it's really pretty. The Gameloft did actually a very good job of making a very impressive looking version of Oregon Trail. They also added like RPG elements and stuff to it. I've really enjoyed what I played of it so far. Yes, as you can see, it is open. I bought this with the intention to play it right away. I've really enjoyed it so far. I think it's fun. They took what you like about the Oregon Trail, amped it up a little bit more, modernized it. It does run a little sluggish on the Switch, but that's expected. But yeah, so far, I've really enjoyed it, and I'm excited to continue playing this on the plane. And probably at home too. So that's good. Then I picked that up from Amazon, by the way, for a retail. So next is it has a story attached to it, and that is I picked up more games from BigCTV. BigCTV had a couple sales going on, and I decided to snag a couple games I did not have in my physical collection that I was pretty excited to grab. So I ordered them. I ordered them at the end of July. I believe the order process July 30th. So it's been almost 3 weeks. Actually, it has been 3 weeks. I just got these yesterday. That's how long it took. Because apparently a package got lost in the mail. So I contacted VGP and they had to reship it. So they did, and it did finally get to me, which is good. It just took far longer than I would have hoped. That's been happening a lot lately, where packages have just been lost in the mail for some reason. I have another package that was supposed to come in last week that is apparently coming in today, that also got lost in the mail. So it's just been a trend lately. But yeah, I picked up 2 games from VGP. Both of these were on sale. And both are pretty exciting ads. So I've heard really good things about this game. I haven't played it, but it has a unique art style. Corey's played it. He said it was really good. And it's kind of uncommon game to pick up, so I'm excited to grab it. West of Loathing on the Switch. So it's like a black and white 2D game where your characters are stick figures. It's an RPG. Apparently, it's really funny. I'm excited to try it. It looks pretty fun, so we'll check that out. That might be another game I play on the plane. I might not though, because apparently it's a fairly uncommon game, so it's worth a lot sealed. However, I do want to play it, so that's the challenge when you're a collector, but you also want to play your games, is you're like, do I keep this sealed? Do I not keep it sealed? I don't really know. I could just buy the digital copy, but that defeats the point. I don't know. We'll figure it out. This game, I am going to keep sealed because I believe it's still on Game Pass. And again, I've heard good things about it. There's only 2 physical copies of this game. I've never got a physical release for Xbox, which is stupid. But I got one for Switch, and I got one for PS5. The PS5 one is a lot more common, so I got the Switch copy. And that is Bugsnax on the Switch. It's a game made by, I think it's the team who made Octodad. It's a first-person game where you collect these weird creatures and feed them to, I don't know. It has a really catchy song from several years ago. I've heard good things about it. It was on sale. I figured I might as well grab a physical copy of it. This one I'm pretty excited for because, again, it's an uncommon game. It did get a physical release, but it's a pretty hard to get physical release. So I snagged it when I found it was available. This is another one where I have that quandary of I want to play it, but it's worth a lot of money sealed, so I don't know if I want to open it. I probably will, though. We have Inscription on the Switch. This is a card game that's like really dark, and I've just heard really good things about it. My brothers have played it. They love it. So it'll be interesting to see how this actually plays on the Switch, but I'm glad this got a physical copy, and now I have the physical copy. And then we have 2 games from GameFly. So GameFly, of course, did another one of their summer sales. And I know I've talked about GameFly many episodes in the past, but I'll mention them again. If you're looking for cheap games and don't mind them not being brand new, GameFly honestly is becoming one of the best places to go, because if you purchase a game from GameFly, you're going to get a complete, like pretty much mint condition copy of that game. Basically, most of the games that you get from GameFly, they look like they were opened, and that's about it. So they're in terrific shape. And I went on their sale that they're doing for the summer, and I happened to find a couple limited release games that are pretty uncommon, that were absolutely worth the snag, especially for the prices that I paid. So we have As Dusk Falls on the PS5. Now, if you don't remember this was originally an Xbox exclusive that got a physical release only on PS5, which is kind of annoying. But I wanted to grab a physical copy of it, so now I have it on PS5. And it's got all the content. There's a poster and there's a book in addition to the disc. I've heard really good things about this game, so I figured it was worth a grab. I'll probably, it doesn't matter because it's open, but I'll probably play it on Xbox, but I have a physical copy of it in case something comes up in the future with it. And then this one, no one ever talks about. I'm not sure if it's because it's bad or what, but the art style is cool. And this also got a physical release that most people didn't realize got a physical release. That is Hellboy, The Web of Weird on the PS5. And again, this is the collector's edition, so it comes with an art book in addition to the game itself. It has a very comic book distinct art style, and apparently it is a action brawler roguelike. So sounds interesting. I'm definitely curious to try it out. But again, it's a pretty uncommon game that was available on GameFly. So that's all I got so far. That's quite a haul of some really good-looking games. All of them, I believe, except for Oregon Trail, are from really small or limited release publishers like Square Serenity Forge, Devolver, Limited Run, Fangamer. So these are all like limited release publishers, or publishers that don't release a ton of games, and they're usually fairly small prints. So these are all pretty quality additions to my collection, but we're not done because I've got some more stuff coming later in the week. So when those come in, we'll get to them. All right, it is time for the final recap. I do have one more game that I wanted to share, and then we'll go through this very interesting list and see how I did. Spoiler alert, I did pretty well. So this game has a bit of a story. So I was alerted to it being in a very cheap price by, of course, Cheap Ass Gamer. So I ordered it on Amazon. And apparently it got lost in transit or delayed or something, because it was supposed to be delivered in 2 days by Amazon with Prime, as expected. It never got delivered. And it took, I think, 3 or 4 more days before they finally were like, all right, we're just going to go ahead and cancel the order and refund you. So I'm like, okay, cool. A couple days later, I got a notification that it was out for delivery, and it got delivered. So I got the game, and now Amazon's like, well, we refunded you, so send it back, and we're good, or else we'll charge you. I'm like, I wanted the game anyway. Why did you refund me if you were just going to ship it out? So it was a weird situation, and it's also a weird game. Definitely wasn't, I don't think, worth the effort to get it, but it looks fun. We have Richman 11 on the PS5. This basically looks like a Monopoly ripoff game meets Mario Party. I have no idea. It was $10 on Amazon. I just figured it looks so bizarre, it might be a fun play just to see how it is. So I got it for $10 on Amazon. And it's worth, I think, 20. It's funny because apparently this game is so obscure that price charting doesn't have a price for it, but it was selling new for 20. So I'm gonna just say it's 20. But I got it for 10, so pretty good. I'll take that. Now let's go to the other stuff that we got previously. And we're gonna start off with the stuff I got from BGP. I got some really good stuff from BGP. I think these were nice pickups. We have West of Loathing on the Switch. I originally intended to play this on my vacation. I ended up not. But I've heard it's very good, and I'm excited to finally try it out. Now I have a physical copy of it. So I paid $44 for this on BGP. It's worth $87. So this has a lot of value, which is great. Then we have Bugsnax on the Switch. Another game that I've heard good things about. I don't know if it's still on Game Pass. I know it was at one point. But regardless, I have a physical copy of it, so I'm excited for that. I paid $32, and this one's worth $42. So again, nice bump up there. Next, we're going to go to PNP, where I picked up another game that I intended to play on my vacation and didn't. Again, I've heard great things about this game. I will play it eventually, just I haven't gotten around to it yet. We have Inscription on the Switch. Again, it's a really dark, creepy card/board game. I've heard really good things about it, so I'm excited to try it. Paid $54 and it's worth $85, so another huge bump up in value there. Next, we're gonna go to GameFly, where I picked up 2 uncommon PS5 games that are in beautiful, complete condition. We're gonna start off with Hellboy, Web of Weird on the PS5. It's a game that didn't get a lot of press. It's the special edition, comes with an art book. I've heard it's a not great beat 'em up, but it looks cool, so I figured it was worth a snag. I paid $25, and this is worth $50, so another big bump up in value there. Then we have As Dusk Falls on the PS5. This was an Xbox exclusive that got eventually made multi-plat. And they only released a physical copy on PS5 for some reason, but that's the one I got. I think I had it for free on Xbox, but now I have a physical copy on PS5, so that's cool. I paid $25 and this one's worth $34. And then last but certainly not least, another game which I did play, not on my vacation, but I did play it. And that is the Oregon Trail on the Switch. It's a really nice remake, or new game, I guess, of the Oregon Trail series. It retains a lot of what makes the Oregon Trail good, but it also modernizes it and gives it this nice pixel art art style. I really like it. I think it's a really well done game. So hats off to GameLoft. Never thought I'd be saying that for a good game. I paid $40 for this, I believe. Yep, it's worth $40 because it's a new release game. And that's it. So we got some pretty good stuff. Definitely some kind of obscure titles. I'm sure, except for like Oregon Trail and maybe Bugsnax, you might not have heard of a lot of these games, but I think they're going to be solid additions to my collection, and I always enjoy a kind of obscure game, so good stuff. But anyway, that's going to do it for this episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell, that way you know when new videos drop. And we'll be seeing you on the next episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. Bye-bye.